back to the channel. I am Brad Lone Wolf, and this is the every other week cooking video. So this week kind of got a little bit of a different setup this week. Thought for a second there that the camera wasn't recording. Got a bit of a different setup this week, and I've actually got a second camera just there, so you'll be able to see what I'm doing from this point of view, which you haven't been able to see for, well, since I started the videos. What am I using to record that video? Well, I'm actually using the tablet because I had a brainwave. It didn't take me more than a few months to work out that that tablet also has a camera, so why didn't I just record on there? Sometimes I'm a genius, I know. Anyway, today we are going to be cooking from the Big Book of Low Carb Recipes, and we're going to be cooking lamb and feta burgers. So there is the recipe if you want to pause and read. So it's actually a relatively quick recipe, give or take. It is a relatively quick recipe. So first of all, you're going to need a bowl. You're then going to need some lamb mince, or in my case, some plant mince. So I'm going to put that there. You're going to need some feta cheese. You're going to need some garlic. So I will get a couple of cloves of garlic out here. Ooh, my hands are cold. Garlic goes back in the fridge. And then you need some oregano or oregano, depending on how you pronounce it. Parsley, rosemary, sage, marjoram. There it is. I was going to say, I knew I had some oregano because I actually specifically picked some up this week. So, oregano. So, I've got me plant mince, my garlic, my oregano, my feta cheese. The recipe also calls for some olives. I hate olives. Don't mind olive oil, but I do not like olives, so I'm leaving them out. Obviously, if you want to put them in, you put them in. So, with that, you take your ingredients, in this case, your lamb, or your mince, in this case. You place it into your bowl. You take your feta cheese. And you're supposed to add about 40 grams of feta cheese. I'm just going to cut some off. The cheese then goes back in the fridge. And the drawer gets shut. Actually, this goes back in the fridge as well because I don't need that now. And chop the feta, cut the feta into very small pieces. Then I'm also going to add that to the bowl. Now, I appreciate you can't see what's in the bowl because of the angles of the cameras, but trust me, it's in there. I'm going to add the oregano right now, because why not? And then the garlic. That is one big clove of garlic. I don't think I'm going to need two. I'm going to need one. Now with this garlic, I'm going to crush it. And then that goes into the bowl as well. All that in there. Right, now once it's in the bowl, as all the ingredients are there, You need to give it a good old mix. Mix all the ingredients together. And then, once it's been mixed, you then need to refrigerate it for about an hour. So I'm just going to wash my hands quickly. So they need to refrigerate it for about an hour. Now, you might think this is where I'm going to pause the video and say we'll come back later. Ah, in the phrase of a very famous, I don't know if it's actually still airing, British kids TV show, here's one I prepared earlier. So as you can see, this one has already been refrigerated and is ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split these into two, and I'm going to make them burger-ish shape. I'm going to say burgers because, well, I don't think I could make burgers. So burger-ish shape for now. Realistically, I should have put the garlic, I should have chopped the garlic a little bit finer, but, or crushed it a little bit better, should I say, but I don't have a garlic press. That is my problem. So, that being said, now I'm going to move across to the stove. Get myself the frying pan. This is where we're going to use some of that olive oil. In it goes. Turn that on. Twist the camera down a little bit so you can see. Right. Now, in terms of cooking, these burgers, according to the book, should take about 3 minutes to cook on each side. I'm not going to time it, I'm just going to cook them until they are ready. I'm actually going to turn the heat down a bit. One burger, two burger, that goes in there. And then, see, quick wipe down. Side two. Knew I had an extra one. Quick wipe down. Okay, and then for these burgers, I am going to use some sourdough bread. Lovely fresh sourdough bread. Now, you're probably asking why am I not using a roll, as they are burgers. Quite simple, I've got to think of the carbs. So sourdough bread, although not perfect, has less carbs in it. Right, and then cook a little bit longer. Curly cow, it was a rocket. Some lettuce will do. Some lettuce will be fine. lettuce. That at least won't be. I'm sure I had some rocket. I do have some rockets right at the back of the fridge. I'm going to put some rocket with this, as well as the sourdough bread, some butter on the bread. One piece, 2 piece. That's all I'm going to do in terms of plating it up. All I've got to do now is just wait for the burgers to cook, which shouldn't take too much longer. Flip again. Obviously I was doing this with plant-based mince. I should imagine you can do it with any mince that you want to, really. Right. It's not going to crush back in. That's okay. As I say, I'm just waiting for these to cook through now. I turn it up. If I turn the heat up, it might help a little bit. Likewise, if I put a lid over the frying pan, it might help a little bit more. Although the sun is out, it's a little bit chilly today. Hands are going a little bit cold. But that's not why you're here. While the burgers are cooking, again I will reiterate that this is not a political channel, and we keep politics out of this completely. But I was going to start doing some outdoor videos, but with the way things are in the world right now, kind of trapped at home. So I can only really go and do local things. It still means I can do some outdoor videos, but it's not the videos I really wanted to do. But again, that's not why you're here. So, one more quick turn. Open up the door. So any excess smoke goes out the door. Right, and I think that should just about do it. Righty. Let's go over to this camera. One, two. Now I'm going to try them without any sauces or anything on them. However, obviously you do yourself. Right. Close that up. That down. Yum. Knife and fork. I know they're burgers, but it's knife and fork regardless. And there we go. Lamb and feta burgers with rocket. So, and that's it. Going to be it for me today. So I'm going to go and enjoy this. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for being here. It's always appreciated. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.